Hey, what's up, everybody? Thanks for joining me today. This is the I Love Crypto channel. I wanted to go over some posts from my X feed, some tweets from my Twitter feed, however we're saying that. Uh, I just wanted to go over them with you guys and share them. Some pretty interesting posts and things to note in general. So let's just jump into it right away here. The first post is from Unusual Whales. Uh, they're reporting that there have been 3 straight quarters that total U.S. bankruptcy filings have risen, following a decade-plus decline. So yeah, 3 straight quarters that U.S. bankruptcy filings are on the rise. Something to note, something to look, or something to keep in mind when looking at this next post from Gold Telegraph. They're saying, breaking news, Moody's has estimated that big banks are sitting on $650 billion of unrealized losses. And they're saying $650 billion, you are reading this right. I would just like to add that it's probably more than that. But nonetheless, $650 billion is a lot of money. Next post is from Watcher Guru. Literally a couple hours ago here. U.S. Senator Ted Budd introduces bill to protect the right to self-custody. So yeah, that's awesome. That's good to see. Everyone should have the right to custody their own crypto, their own money, right? Um, Still waiting on Coinbase to give me my songbirds. Like $3,500 in songbirds. That's why self custody is important. Next post here is from Cowboy Crypto, and this is going to be from the DC. What is it? DC FinTech Week. Brad Garlinghouse here. A little clip of Brad Garlinghouse. I'll play it for you really quickly.
Here in the U.S., it's like, it's like, oh, the laws are clear, but yet we can't answer, is ETH a security?
Yeah, that's something that the chairman has still not actually
I don't know
expressed
if you're
an
interviewing
opinion
today,
on.
but ask him again today.
Maybe I'll find him behind the curtain somewhere. I'll let you know.
Here in the U.S.,
Yeah, man, you should ask him. I think that's pretty ironic, fun, or just telling. However, it's put. Gary Gensler's also at FinTech Week, so that's what Brad's kind of referring to. You should ask him. Enough with the pussyfooting around, right? Enough's enough. But yeah, love the cojones, the display of, or wow, excuse me, I love the cojones displayed by Brad Garlinghouse here in this clip. Uh, don't take your foot off their neck, Brad. Keep going. Next post is from Wrath Economan. Give him a follow. Great XRP community member, always posting great content. He's saying, or he's showing us here, that Ripple and ODL user FOMOPay has obtained an MSO license in Hong Kong, planning to, quote, launch payment remittance services to meet the global payment and collection needs of corporate customers, end quote. So yeah, FOMOPay has obtained an MSO license in Hong Kong. FOMOPay being a Ripple and ODL user. So that's worth noting, worth bringing to your guys' attention. If you're in the XRP community, you're just like another one, right? Not even surprised at this point. And with that said, I got another big announcement from a Ripple partner. It says, this is from Metaco. They're announcing that Metaco is posting here that HSB announced that it is working with Metaco as it plans to launch a new digital assets custody service for institutional clients who invest in tokenized securities. So, in one post here, we got a senator introducing a bill to protect self-custody, for retail, people like you and I. And then in another post here, we got Metaco talking about institutional custody for institutional investors. So that's pretty big announcement that HSBC, which is also a Ripple partner or has connections to Ripple and XRP, it's only right that they would be using a Ripple partner like Metaco for for their custody or for their institutional clients. So yeah, worth mentioning, worth bringing to your attention. This is going to be the official announcement from HSBC. They're pretty much saying HSBC announced today that it plans to launch a new digital assets custody service for institutional clients who invest in tokenized securities. Once live in 2024, HSBC's new digital asset custody service will complement HSBC Orion, the bank's platform for issuing digital assets, as well as HSBC's recently launched offering for tokenized physical gold. Together, these form a complete digital asset offerings for HSBC institutional clients. HSBC is working with Swiss enterprise tech firm Metaco to use its institutional platform, Harmonize, as part of HSBC's new custody service for digital assets. Metaco's Harmonize solution helps unify security and management of digital assets operations. And I'll leave the link in the description for this here so you can finish reading the rest of it, but that's officially from HSBC. Wanted to go over this post from Neil Harper. He's commenting on Ripple news from yesterday. Neil Harper is a senior staff software engineer at Ripple working on ODL. So his words definitely hold weight when discussing stuff like this. But he's saying, exciting news that Ripple will be leveraging the XRPL DEX for cross-border payments. This project has been a main focus of mine this year, and I'm hoping to share more technical details in the future about why the XRP DEX is an awesome fit for ODL. And we definitely can't wait to hear more about those details, Neil. But the original post that he's commenting on is from yesterday. Ripple simply stating that they're introducing Ripple Payments, the next evolution of Ripple payment product, delivering a licensed end-to-end solution for FIs and SMEs with 70-plus payout markets, expanded crypto liquidity options, integration with the XRP ledger, DEX, and much more. So that's definitely some big news, definitely worth sharing with you guys and giving you Neil's assessment of it all, to say the least. Give Neil a follow if you're on X. Definitely knows what he's talking about when it comes to XRPL and ODL, Ripple products in general. This video here is going to be from Mr. Man. Please go give him a follow on X, on Twitter. Always posting great content. Super relevant current content. This first, I got two videos to go over from him. It's going to be from a BIS conference, and in earlier of 2023, and they're just generally going over regulations, regulatory framework, and what to expect as far as that's concerned. I think these next videos, though, are definitely worth watching. They'll give you some insight as far as the regulatory framework and or the timeline at play here. So let's watch these videos. I would just like to add, as you can see on the screen here, Mr. Mann has cited every single thing that is being referenced in this video here, and you can use the QR codes to dig deeper into any of those articles that are being referenced. And of course, I will put this in the description for you to go down any of those rabbit holes yourself if you'd like to. But let's watch this video. It's going to be almost 4 minutes, and then I got another one after this for you. Again, concerning regulatory framework and or like a timeline in general concerning that.
Many thanks for the invitation to join this session on this extremely important topic that has taken a lot of our time recently. And coming over here, I was trying to think how best to explain our changing attitude to crypto over the years. And if you think of crypto as having developed in a set of phases or cycles. So if you look back at the beginning, back famously in 2008 and 2009, it was set up. Okay, then you had a first, as I see it, this is my own sort of informal history, a first sort of wave or boom around the time Litecoin was established in 2011. They built up a few assets. Then you had another sort of crypto period in 2013, 2015. At the time Ethereum was founded, but also at the time that people discovered that crypto was very good for sanctions busting and very good for money laundering.
I just got to pause this. How awesome is it of Mr. Mann to give you and or cite the articles that this man is referencing throughout his speech? I just think that's awesome research on Mr. Mann's behalf. Everybody go give him a follow.
That was a period that sort of drew to a lot of people's attention. But at that point, it wasn't particularly impacting, frankly, on securities markets. But the next wave of crypto, which happened at the time of the ICO craze around 2017, 2018, the initial coin offering phase, that brought them into close relationship with securities markets. At that time, in effect, crypto was used to establish a sort of shadow primary market for venture capital, if you give it a maybe too pompous a title for what was going on. We produced a report in 2020 on crypto platforms. We produced a report on retail investors, and we produced a report on stablecoin. And then we went on to produce a report, which frankly took some time to do because it is complicated what's happening in this space. We did a report on DeFi. And pulling all that information together, we moved into a new phase of work, because it's at that point in time that IOSCO decided that we need to produce recommendations for how crypto should be regulated. And the first step in that was our work with CPMI to produce recommendations in relation to stablecoins, and that came out in July 2022. And at the same time, we produced a roadmap promising to deliver global recommendations in relation to how crypto should be regulated when it comes to securities market, and we promised to deliver that by the end of 2023 in two sections. One to deal with crypto and crypto trading platforms, and the second to deal with DeFi. So we have just published in May this year our recommendations as to how crypto should be regulated insofar as it's involved in securities markets. And we will complete that consultation before the end of the year. And we will also have published a separate document on the particular issues of DeFi, and we hope to have completed that by the end of the year as well. So by the time you get to the end of 2023, we believe that we will have global standards in place recommending how crypto should be regulated insofar as they are a securities regulatory challenge. And then we will move on to the same sort of issues that Dylan has, which are about monitoring and implementation, and how we get from a situation where we have global standards to one where we have countries around the world conforming to those standards. And that's a big challenge, because not only back in 2018 at the time of ICO, but consistently since then, jurisdictions have taken initiatives. And as we look around our members, frankly, it's quite a patchwork at this point in time where jurisdictions have got to.
So did you hear that by the end of 2023, a regulatory framework will be in place? Let's just jump into this second clip. This is from the same conference. This is like a colleague of his speaking, though, and he's going to kind of touch. He's going to touch and or elaborate on some of the same topics as far as regulatory framework and what we can expect as far as that timeline goes. Here, let's watch the full clip here. It's 1 minute and 36 seconds.
Thank you, Fernando. Thanks for inviting us to talk about our work. Crypto assets, like Martin said, has been taking up a lot of time and mental energy in terms of thinking about what the next step should be. If I could just start with a big picture sort of framework, which I think you're hearing from each of us. I just want to sort of maybe put it into my own words, which is I think there's 3 things that we probably are all trying to do. You've heard a lot about us trying to agree on minimum standards that can be applied globally, and that's a lot of what you've heard is us working on that.
Standardization.
Martin was just alluding to the second one, which is once we have those in place, we have to work to ensure that those are implemented consistently around the world. You can't have pockets where it's not implemented. It just doesn't work at that point.
Global
implementation. And then the third piece is, I think you heard it a few times already, is this is an area that's just changing rapidly. Martin referred to 3 different phases. Neil referred to some changes and how hard it is to categorize things. we have to have a framework in place that ensures that we're going to cooperate, coordinate, and share information, because once we put these standards in place, we can't just sit back and go, it's done. We have to be talking to each other all the time. So that's the sort of big picture of what we've been working on. That's where the firms are going to go. And we've seen with events already that that's just not a good outcome. And then we have committed to assessing the implementation by the end of 2025, the assessment of the implementation of our recommendations by the end of 2025. So we're going to let people put things in place, and then we're going to take some action. And I'll stop there.
So they give them the regulatory framework by the end of 2023 so that people can start putting things in place. At the end of 25, they come back and reevaluate. I mean, they literally just laid the game plan out for you. Careful if you're on Twitter or on X, all the moon boys talking about ISO this, Fed now that. The BIS is, Bank of International Settlements. This is the central bank of central banks. What they say holds more weight than anybody else. So as far as timelines go, time frames go concerning regulatory framework and implementation, remember this video. And again, I'll have the link in the description if any of you guys wanted to go into any of those articles that were referenced during that conference or the speech. Last video I wanted to show before I get out of here is just a compilation of Ben Armstrong, formerly known as BitBoy, just shilling scam tokens and scam platforms, looking like an idiot or a scammer. Nothing more, nothing less. If you found anything of value today in the video, please, I'm asking if you could just hit the subscribe, hit the like button, even share the video. That'll really help with the YouTube algorithm and the YouTube gods showing your boy some love here. But with that said, I'm going to get out of here. Please enjoy this video of BitBoy shilling some scams, and be careful out here. Until the next one, take care, guys.
Overall, Terra is crushing it right now. Terra ecosystem is definitely bullish. I think they had some news on their DAI and their UST today that was pretty bullish. Don't have it right here in front of me, but keep an eye on Terra. Doesn't seem to be slowing down. The SEC enforcement action didn't seem to do a lick. Now, FTT. Why? I've said before this is going to be one of the number one coins we were going to accumulate in the bear market, but got some inside info that this thing is about to explode in the next few weeks. The secret token, FTT, that is the token of FTX. Sam Bankman-Fried, everything this man touches turns to gold. I don't know. Moon.
I am 100% confident, or let's say 99 to leave some room for error here, but 99% confident that the bull cycle is not over. I think essentially what we saw now, 69K, that was not the top. We are going to go higher. Oof. And I am 99% sure also that we are going to break above 100K.
If you want to use Celsius, you can check out bitboycrypto.com/deals. Got a great deal on Celsius for you. But it's a great way to put your money to work, earn passive